I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. This is a Chase the Heat where I'm going to need the participation of the viewers. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing. I have 6 super hot pods from Death Ridge Peppers. This is a JD Deathbringer. Will you look at this? It looks like a spike, for goodness sakes. We have this one. We've got the JD Corkscrew Red. Came from a red pod. That's what this one is. We've got the, let's see, another JD Deathbringer. I'll tell you, these have the coolest phenotype. I really like this phenotype a lot. I've got JD, or another one, a third. You see these all have the very similar thing on the, do you guys see the similarity in every one of these? Do you see how they all have that similar little bump in the stinger? Very, very cool trait. So I have 3 Deathbringers, a JD Corkscrew. I've got, now this is interesting. This one was labeled a chocolate Moruga, and it's beautiful, okay? But this is the only one in the box that didn't have a sticker, and I went through the whole box, and this is was the only loose sticker. Now the loose sticker says Odin chocolate, so I'm assuming this has to be an Odin chocolate. Although it does kind of look pre-metallic-ish. But I trust Jacob Deathridge. He's a great grower. Now listen, you've seen the 6 peppers I'm eating. Here's where I need everybody's participation. Please go to the comment section right now and put a 1 in the comment section if you think 6 peppers is going to give me an endorphin rush. Now, for people just watching this for the first time, going, is he going to do what now, an endorphin rush? When you eat a lot of spicy, super hot stuff, your body goes into a state of trauma, kind of in shock a little bit, thinks it's dying, and it floods your body with endorphins, and you get this amazing, wonderful feeling of well-being, and just, it's amazing. So I'm kind of shooting for that today. So do you think, number 1 in the comments, if you think 6 peppers is going to do the trick? Number 2, if you think 6 is not. Look at the stinger on that. But you guys see what I mean, though? Do you see how every one of the similarity in the stinger is really, that is a really cool, uniform little thing it's got going on. Also, that's very, very cool. All right. So, and you know what? Considering so many peppers have stingers, that you can have a pepper with a unique stinger, it's kind of interesting. Can you think of any others? Pre-metallic kind of is. It's got a really long one on the red and the caramel. Different than the chocolate and the mustard. But I digress. All right, let's get right into it. Just for the record, I think 6 chocolate super hots is going to do the trick for me. All right, so the first one is the Deathbringer. Smells wonderful. There's the interior. For some reason, to me, the interior on chocolate pods is probably cooler than any other pepper. Look how uniform that is. The tips are exactly the same. Wow, is that cool. All right, here we go. Johnny Scoville. Let's hope I have issues. This is Chase the Heat. There's a huge hummingbird. All the hummingbirds I've ever seen are this big. That thing's got to be that long. That's a huge hummingbird. I didn't know they got that big. They're almost aliens of the flying world. They can go backwards, up and down. It was just sitting right there. It went from right there to right there, and just like, man, that thing's fast. All right, it was. There was no fruitiness. I'm not going to give the numbers on each one. Just know this: it was very earthy, a little bit of smokiness, no sweetness. No floral notes, and maybe a 2 out of 10 on bitterness. But hot, forget about it. All right, so here's a second of the Death Bringers. Band-Aid cut the heck out of my thumb this morning. Tommy hurt his back bad. I was getting him a cup of coffee. I dropped his mug in the sink and broke it. I got to get him another one. It's a cat mug. I feel terrible. But man, it just jammed right in my thumb. And I mean, for a little thumb, you wouldn't believe how much blood there was. All right, here's the second. We'll do it this way since you did the last one this way too. There you go. Look how uniform that is. What a gorgeous pepper. Looks like horns. Number 2. That one was the same as the first Deathbringer, with the exception of some sweetness up front. Didn't last real long, the sweetness. Faded quick, but there's no two ways about it. There's a little burst of sweetness at the beginning. Boy, that's lovely when that happens. The last of the Deathbringers. But that little ridge right here on the, it's so cool. It was evident it was on all 3, so that is just a really cool trait. But don't chocolate pods, for some reason, they just look so pretty on the interior. Look at that. Beautiful pepper. Almost a nutty finish. Tasted very much like the first one. The second one. But it was weird as can be. Instead of having a little bit of sweetness up front, which is typically where the sweetness appears, it was towards the end of the pepper. I got a little bit of sweetness, which is really unusual on any pod to have the sweetness coming out on the tail end, but almost unheard of with a chocolate pod. This is the JD Corkscrew cake that dropped from a red plant. So this was a JD Corkscrew plant that Jacob was growing, and it's a red plant that was throwing all red pods, and out of nowhere, it threw this little. Will you look at that thing? What amazing color. Yes, people. My right ear is burning. Now, that means everybody who put a 1 in the chat, you got it right, because a 1 in the comments, 1 was you thought I was going to get an endorphin rush, and 2, you thought I wasn't. Now, this is a chocolate moruga. If you look very carefully, on the bottom of the plant, here and right here, on either side of the placenta at the base, you'll see a baby pepper growing within the pepper. It's green. There was one on each side. You can see where I cut him in half. A little pepper right there and another little pepper right there growing within the pepper. Let's see if we can remove it easily. Peppers are so much fun. All right, I was able to remove them. Here is the chocolate moruga. Here are the little peppers I pulled out of the center. Yes, I'm getting an endorphin rush. All right, let's eat these two little things. They're so hot. Couldn't really discern any different in taste. They were too small and little. Odin. The chocolate Odin has a really cool phenotype. Got a gorgeous pod. Excuse me, that's a pepper talking, people. Again, I've commented on my pepper cutting skills before. I'm not saying I'm the best, but if there was a pepper cutting Olympic team, they'd have to take a hard look at me. Look at that. Chocolate Odin. Caught that. Man, that was good. We're all human beings. We've all had the experience where you're snacking on something. And whatever you're snacking on, you see one you think is going to be the best, and you kind of save it for the end. And you eat it, and it's not really the best. I saved that Odin because I thought it was going to be the best tasting. And I finished with the least flavorful of the 6 of them. It's okay, the first 2 were great. Did make my eyes water a little bit. I feel wonderful. Let's do a quick top 10 list. You want to? This is a weird one. This is the top 10. I'm going to want your opinions on this. The top 10. What is the list? The top 10 scariest animals on Earth. Number 1 is the worm. I can see how worms are kind of scary. Number 9. Anybody? Tiger. The tiger. You know what's? I've said this before. What's cool about tigers are that lions look like, you can tell they're feline, they're cats, but they don't look like house cats. Tigers just look like gigantic house cats. They're really cool. All right, number 8 is a bear. Plenty of kinds of bears. You got your polar, your brown, your grizzly, your black. Brown and grizzly are kind of the same. Number 7, your scorpion. Bunch of deadly scorpions. They have them around here a lot. Scorpions are cool because if you put a black light on them at night, they glow in the dark. It's pretty cool. Number 6, the lion. Number 5, the crocodile. Not that you're alligator, but you're crocodile. Number 4 is the snake. Most of them, only 10% of snakes are venomous. But most people are terrified of all snakes. I'm not scared of snakes, even the poisonous ones. I'm scared of spiders, which is number 3. I don't like spiders at all. They have too many legs, man. It bums me out. And, yeah, I just don't like them. Number 2 is the shark. I didn't look at the list. Cheesy, but I suppose accurate. Number 1, me, Johnny Scoville. No, human beings are the most scariest. I can see that. I gotta be that guy in the 10 list, but they could have gone with an animal an animal versus us. But I get it. Hey, listen, I don't know what you're doing today, but be kind, be nice to somebody. In the description box, you'll see a link for Jacob Deathridge. Please check him out. All the normal stuff at the end. Hey, it worked. The ones in the comment section won. I'm Johnny Scoville. I have issues, and this was Chase the Heat.